Alright, and now it's pretty much about time to get into Apocrypha Chapter 2. Since we did Apocrypha Chapter 1 the last video, as you can see here's Alpha's face here, which pretty much means that there's multiple points of view for the story for the Apocrypha Chapter story to take place from. So like in Honkai Star Rail where there's multiple POVs. In Chapter 1, it didn't have this, just one general POV, which I'll say that Alpha's POV is like the main story, and then anything else is events from other POVs that affect how the main story went. But since Chapter 1 just had one, but Chapter 1 didn't really have that, so you won't see anything here. But then we get into Chapter 2, and then we see Beta Alpha's face over here and Beta's face over here. So this is pretty much just Beta's POV of things that end up influencing what you can start to see over here with Beta and Alpha. And of course, Beta with those shadows as well. So yeah, let's get into it. As you can see, Beta's the boss here, which means that she's the first one to transform into a demon. So we'll get into her story.
あなたのような優秀な人材がこちらにいて、アルファたちは大丈夫。あちらにはノンナとルージュがいますけど、戦力的にはこちらより劣っていますよね。無用の心配だね。アルファ様がいれば問題ない。
That's a good quality of this, of putting some trust and faith in Alpha there, because she is pretty strong after all, regardless of the Apocrypha timeline.
そんなに信用できるのか。まあね。別に。ただ、アルファが強いのは認め、彼はディアボロスに負けて死んだんだ。過信はするなよ。は？
And this is where pretty much just snaps. As you can see, before what was showing the chapter, you could see Beta holding Shell's hand. It was kind of just like a delusional episode for Beta, so yeah. Beta was just being all delulu, and then you tell her, and then you pretty much just say something that like snaps her out to delusions, and as you can see, the red eyes up here, which is usually a sign that the child is gonna turn into a demon. Well, unless you're just built different like Alpha, you get Chad.
シャドウ様が死んだ？
逆賊が
Yeah, this is peak Delulu having shadow in your head.
出よ
ベータ。
Yeah, someone tell me if she's a Yandy or not, please.
そんな。フレイヤ、下がれ。約束が。オリビアさん。さすがに手強いか。シャドウ様、なんて美しい剣筋なのでしょう。
I'll give you credit on the big boots at least, Beta.
強いだけではなく、思わず見とれるような。それでこそ私の王です。
Peak delusion.
何言ってるんだよ。シャドウなんてどこ。はあ？ゼータ、あなたまで何を言っているんですか？シャドウ様はご健在です。
Doing pretty much the same thing as Delta's transformation at this point.
反抗勢力に取り込まれてしまった。はあ、そんな。
As you can see, he just quite literally created a duplicate her, so, like, well, she conjured a shadow, you can see, as you will see from the timeline above.
主、しかも惑わされるな。これは幻影だ。
So yeah, they are illusions indeed. But the illusions do hit hard.
ゼータ、シャドウ様が怒っていらっしゃいますよ。早く平服して謝ってください。実体がないのに重い。よくもシャドウ様キングダムの崩壊を目論みましたね。ゼータ、助立ちする余裕はない。自分でって。 リちゃん、私とクレアさんで時間を。はい、もし本物並みの時間だったら稼げる時間はほとんど。でもやるしかないのよね。シャドウ。
And here comes typical Alexia.
見つけた。しかもたくさん。アレクシア王女、なんで。シャドウ、あなたを倒すために探していたの。首、シャドウ様の首。あなたも何うるさいわね。あなたに用はないんだけど。これは一体。無事に出会ったようね。
And this is Alpha's genius fun pretty much. So yeah, that's pretty much about it. And that demon better transformation had influenced what you saw above. So yeah, that's how Beta transformed. And how Alexia transformed is up here, and that pretty much defines why she looks like a demon right here as well. And if you're wondering what these red marks are, they're pretty much the bad endings. So yeah, I mean, well, for this tutorial one, you're pretty much forced to choose both. Unlike the first chapter where you could get away without choosing the bad endings.
手を出さずにいたけど、王女はそろそろ限界まで。下がりなさい。これ以上は何よ、邪魔しないで。私は証明しないといけないのよ。彼の剣を無茶をしてはいけない。命を落としてしまえば自分の剣がどうなんて言えなくなる。未来のことを考えるべ。あなたの剣にはここに至るまでに経験した傷つき、苦しみ、それでもなんですって立派。天才の剣の前にアレクシア、そんなようなこと言わないで。ルージェ。
Yeah, and the music pretty much started to change as well, so you know what this means.
いいわ、見せてあげる。証明してあげる。私の剣が誰よりも強いってことを。
I want everybody to play the power of podcast to the saying, oh yeah, at this
邪
point.
魔よ。吸血鬼を一撃で。なんだか
I thought you're never near the fight either way, so.
特殊能力なのかな。
And if it was indeed just a future human ability, I believe everybody would have probably just been dead at this point. So yeah. But at least in the future chapters, we see it's not only a future human limited.
そんなわけあるか。こんなの元の世界でも見たことない。むしろまがまがしい。そう、魔人ディアボロスのような魔人か。まるで魔人ディアボロスのような凶暴さ。魔人かとしか言いよ努力と研鑽によってもしシャドウ様を超えたなんて証明してあげる。でもね、あなたごとき打剣ではダメよ。シャドウだ。ほら右、次は左。さあ、イプション引きなさい。アルファ様。シャドウ、シャドウは死んでしまった。それは彼女も知っているはずなの。アルファ様、サポートします。来るな。あなたの手には負えないわ。シャドウ。彼女の剣、力ずくで止めるしかないけど。シャドウ、いつまで隠れている気？そうすればあなたまずい。みんな逃げ。壁が崩れる。ノンノ、危ない。ルージェ。土煙で前が見えない。はい、 無事です。559もはい。負傷もしています。いいたわ。無事避難して。
Somehow Ita made it up, but Roach didn't. Like, I love the logic there, but I mean, Ita had to survive somehow either way.
なんだ、ルージュ。アルファ、ルージュが崩壊に巻き込まれた。
So it's kind of the contradiction here, in comparison to the future chapters, but you'll see that later.
瓦礫の下敷きになってる。この瓦礫の中からノンナ、落ち着いて。それはノンナ、分かった。一旦離脱するだけよ。ありがとう。いいのよ。さあ、急ぎましょう。
So yeah, and that's about it for this Apocrypha chapter 2. And so see ya for the next one. And so yeah, here's pretty much Steve and Beta's art. Since I had done this last video, I'm going to show you their artwork again, just as a reminder. And Alexia showing off her. Well, you can see those cheeks, so yeah, not too much. And that's about it for this video. See ya later.